time of year where we excitedly are here to talk about two wonderful recognition programs in our community, the Lakeview Athletic Hall of Fame and the Bobcat Hall of Fame. And it's only every other year. It seems like it comes around fairly soon. Has nothing to do with our age, I'm sure. But this will be the third celebration year, and it has exceeded my dreams or thoughts that it could ever be as broadly exciting to so many people so early. A lot of times new initiatives take a while to gather steam, but both of your Hall of Fames have recognized people that are long time deserved to be recognized. And a lot of our current community members are excited to be a part of that through several different ways. The Bobcat Hall of Fame comes up first, is that right?
That's right, March 15th.
And that's only 2 months away.
You want the
who's
number
counting?
of days?
And the Lakeview one is April?
April the 12th.
Okay, y'all are usually a little bit apart. And I can't thank you all because you two have been a part along with great committees from the beginning and have continued to work. Even the off year is just as important for the legwork and the application, sorting, raising money as the year that the actual banquet takes place. You don't ever quit meeting. Y'all just keep going. But some wonderful people are on both your committees who love being a part of this and are unsung, just like both of y'all. All right, now talk to us a little bit about this year's group that you all are honoring. You know, I thought by the third year the numbers would be down. You're honoring close to the same number you have the last two. So that just goes to show we have some great candidates out there. Buddy, since yours is first, start with us. Buddy Peel, Dan Baker. Talk to us about a few of yours, if not all of them.
Well, I mean, we have just what we consider to be another outstanding class. It's like you said, we were told the first couple of years that, well, y'all are going to run out of names.
Because you were honoring a number.
Right. Yeah. This year, I think we had close to 70 nominations. One thing about it is that once somebody is nominated, they stay on the list. We don't have a time limit or anything like that. But I have to do this kind of in chronological order at my age. But our first inductee will be Bobby Clatterbuck. That's a name that nobody under the age of 70 around here probably even recognizes. But Bobby probably had the longest pro football career of anybody that ever came out of San Angelo High School or Central High School. He graduated in 1950 and was an outstanding football and baseball player for the Bobcats, and then went on to San Angelo College and led them to their first bowl game, which was a victory over the #1 team in the nation. And then was a junior college All-American that one year, and then went on to the University of Houston and set the record in every passing category at the University of Houston, then played for the New York Giants in the middle 50s. And then Marvin Lassiter, who Coach Purser says may be one of the greatest athletes the Bobcats ever had, was All-State here, football player. He was also a basketball and track star, went on to TCU and was captain of their 2 Southwest Conference championship teams. And then went on and coached at TCU at one time. Dickie Cannon, considered to be the greatest golfer the Bobcats ever had an incredible career, was district, regional, and state champion as a sophomore, district champion as a junior and senior, went to the Oklahoma State University where he played on 4 conference championship teams, was the Big 8 medalist. I have to look at my cheat sheet down here. Ronnie Henson, the most decorated Bobcat athlete ever, won 9 letters in 3 years. Would have had a 10th, but they had the track meet and a playoff baseball game the same day. Otherwise, he would have gotten a 10th letter in track. Steve Boster, Dr. Steve Boster, that everybody in San Angelo knows, was a 7-time All-American at SMU, a swimmer. And of course, Julie Mayfield Barker, Tony Walker, we videoed him a couple of weeks ago, and he just lavished all kinds of praise on Julie. And of course, those of us that know her know that that's well deserved. She was an All-American gymnast, state champion gymnast. And then we have 2 other non-athletic, well, I'm not going to say non-athletic. Coach James White was an incredible athlete himself, and he brought gymnastics to the forefront. And of course, we know the gymnastics legacy at Central High School. And he will be inducted as the coach of the 1983 state championship team that won the mythical national championship. And then the guy that is responsible for the stadium right over here, in my opinion, a guy, sports writer, broadcaster named Bob Milburn, who was with the Standard Times for 30 plus years and was the voice of the Bobcats and the guy that originally coined the phrase "angry orange." When the Bobcats lost to Permian in 1965, the next day, Bob Milburn came out with an article and said, these guys will be very, very, very ready next year. And they went on and won the state championship in 1966. And then, of course, the 1983 gymnastics team, which I just mentioned, that James White coached. And like I said, they won the state championship and then won the mythical national championship. And so we're extremely proud of them. And we have so many others that are so deserving. I guess this will go on ad infinitum.
How many have you heard from that will be present to receive the award?
Well, Bobby Clatterbuck has passed away. Dickie Cannon has passed away. And of course, James White has passed away, and Bob Milburn has passed away. But they will all have multiple representatives here to accept and receive the awards.
Wow, I love hearing that. Okay, Dan, talk to us about y'all's winners.
Well, April the 12th is our banquet. It will be at Lakeview High School. It's been a popular place for our banquet and awards, and so that's there's people that have never even been in that school since they left San Angelo, or many of them that left San Angelo. So it's exciting time for us. We again, like Buddy said, we have numerous applications. Again, they are continuous. They'll still be in the pot to be pulled out. Because you put your application in this year and it didn't get picked, it's not mean it won't. And so just be patient with us, and we'll go down through the years and get that done. And we had around 30 applications on hand, and some we get calls about people, and I know Buddy and I talk about this. We just need people to fill out applications and put it in for us and make sure that we have record for that. So a phone call won't do it for us anymore. So anyway, well, we have a great lineup. We have 5 individuals, and that's what we've been keeping with, and 2 teams. The 5 individuals, I'll start with Levi Colley. He's 1976 graduate. He was a track star. In fact, I graduated with Levi in 76. So Levi, he may not like me saying this, but all of us guys, slow guys, would call him the lung because he ran forever. and would kill us, in off season just because he could just run. And he was a great track star. He was a mile runner. He set lots of records. He went to state. He won regionals and district, and so he was a very good athlete. He went to Angelo State University. He was on the cross country team there. He was on the track team there for ASU and did very well. And so he's a prime example of what we have out there as track, and he did very well. The next one is Larry Hudson. Larry was on the 1961 team, which we honored, the very first one that we had, 2010. And Larry was a running back, and he did very well. He went on to play for Angelo State University. He broke some records on rushing, and he was also a track star. And so anyway, he played at Angelo State, also was a hometown boy, and played there. And then he had a successful coaching career after that, so he's done very well. Then we have Loanne Phillips Baker. So
maybe some others of us need to talk about your wife. She was an athlete.
She was. She ran track, and she played basketball. And of course, basketball was half court when she played. It was before Title IX and all that kind of thing. So they played half court basketball. She went to state 3 years, won state twice, and then she broke records also in the hurdles, and so 80-yard hurdles at that time. And so she holds records there. And then she went on to Angelo State, went to nationals in I think the long jump, and then she, if I remember right, and then she went on to Texas Tech and played basketball and ran track for Texas Tech.
So the little DNA from Loanne got passed to your children, and now we hope to your grandchildren.
That's right, exactly. It wasn't my DNA.
Oh, I'm sure some.
Some on the athletic side. Then we have Mike Sanders. Mike Sanders broke several records. He's on the 61 team also, and they won district and went on. And he was a great running back. He broke a lot of records. He went on to play a couple of years at University of Houston, and so he has lots of records on for Lakeview for his running abilities. And then someone true to our hearts is Nat Sawyer.
Oh.
Is our coach. He has so many kids that he has sent to the state. He has it's amazing amount of kids that have went to state, won the state medal under him,
and is still coaching.
And still coaching.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what's
and
amazing.
Impacting kids.
And that's the story of Nat. He takes kids that need some guidance, and he takes them and he makes winners out of them, and makes them and state champions.
To young men and young women.
Yes, both, and cross country and track, and so he is someone that we have had on our radar for some time to get as an individual coach, because he has made a huge impact in this community and at Lakeview High School, and so we're glad he's on it. Our teams are the 76 and 77 football teams. They won district 2 years in a row. We're 10-0, 2 years in a row. They met Brownwood the first playoff, and they lost both of those in the by-district, but they were both 10-0. They had both of them scored well over 250 points, against their opponents both years. So there's a long list of those. This was when coached by Clovis Hale, and he will be here.
Oh.
So we're excited about that. He was my coach, so it's kind of personal with him coming, so it'll be fun. And of course, Jim Slaughter was on that staff, Buster Barnes, and Horn, lost his first name, but anyway, Jerry Horn was all his assistant coaches. So this is going to be a big homecoming for a lot of these people.
And I'm particularly excited that we have a gorgeous new wing at Lakeview, and that we will proudly tour the new science computer that we've just completed, and also made some nice improvements to the front of around the trees at Lakeview that excite me. I just love trees, and this has just helped showcase their beauty that are there in front of the campus. Well, guys, I get goosebumps hearing what young men and women from this city have done, and I also like hearing how the majority have gone on their whole lives and continue to do good things, to contribute to our world and make our world a better place. You know, one of my teachers was saying how many more kids at both our two high schools were going to be involved next year, that I better get my checkbook out in the two band programs for more uniforms, more of the big instruments. And I said, our school board and I will write those checks to get them involved in organizations. And you know, the three biggest organizations at both of our high schools are the athletic program, the JROTC, and particularly the band program, number-wise. And those are all involved on Friday night. And most of their families come to support them. But when a kid is involved in these programs that you are honoring and being highly successful, it's part of molding them into being men and women that have continued to be winners. And I love coming to your banquets, hearing about the history in this city of winning, and not just to get the medals, but what it does for the lives of them. What do you need now? I know tickets are fixing to go on sale. I know that you can always use contributions so you can keep the ticket price down, because giving them the plaques and the posters and the items that you give them is not cheap, and then the cost of the meal. So, Buddy, start with you again. How can people help? And it's probably the same from Dan, except give two different numbers or addresses.
Well, again, we have all kinds of different donation categories, but there is no gift too small. We had some grandchildren last time that I think gave $5 a piece. Wow. And but they're part of it, and their name is their names are we published their names in the program. But you know, it's a pretty substantial financial situation to put one of these things on, and you know, anybody that's interested, and hopefully many people will be, can make a contribution to the Bobcat Athletic Hall of Fame at P.O. Box 3390, 76902. Again, their names will be published in the program that we print for the ceremony, and we just appreciate the community's support, and we're ready to start selling some tickets.
And Dan, where can they help you all?
The same idea is that we've had children just put in $5 and their names on the program, and any amount is great to send to us. We accept anything, and Buddy is exactly right. It does take some money to put these events on. just the cost of doing things, and it's any help will help. Certainly help us. You can call me and leave message, and then I will get back with you. My number is 325-653-0547, and call, and I can get you a form, and then we can send that off to you and get you to any amount will help.
And I think one of the reasons what you are doing is so special is most organizations have administrative overhead, and not one dime of what you all raise goes to administrative overhead. No human being is getting paid. This is a strictly just the cost of doing business, of the awards themselves. You all both give lovely things to these honorees, and then just I love it because the cost of going and attending is not high, and people can afford the cost. That's what you work to do, is to keep it down, so anybody can afford to go. And I am very grateful. I love what you're doing, and it is so exceeded what I would bet you two guys ever thought when you started, hasn't it?
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Well, the storylines are more than I expected. There's so many storylines, and I know Buddy has the same things as when it's over and people contact you and say, or write you letters and say that was the best thing that's ever happened, and so
You can't. That's priceless.
right.
And it's so well deserved, all of these folks. So we're all going to be there. Charlie and I are going to be at both of them, good Lord willing, and be prepared to be moved and inspired.
Well,
And that's February 1st is ticket sales, and you can pick them up here at the athletic office.
Right here in this building.
and they can also get them for our banquet. Tickets will also be available through all the McNeese Convention Center ticket outlets.
Okay.
But before we go, Dan and I both want to say how much we appreciate you.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you.
You
Well,
know.
this has been pure wonderful.
Well, when we started this 5 years ago, Dan and I and Mark Bumpus came and visited with you about this, and with Doug McCutcheon, bless his heart. And it's just it's a dream come true for me.
Well, it has been to be on the sidelines and listen to the stories. Since I'm not a native, this has inspired me and my family greatly. So we thank you and your committee. Would just tell the names on your committee. Dan, start with you.
Oh, goodness.
I'm hitting you cold here.
Yes. Joe Self, Alan Gilbert. I'm just going.
Yeah,
That way I don't forget anyone.
that's good.
That helps me. And Royce Burrows, Jeannie Bell, Monty Eady, Doug Phillips, Brent Dendel, and Deborah Sanders. And one that's come back to us is Beta Little. She had a bout with cancer, and she is now cancer free, and so we want her back, and so she
Yes.
came back and joined us. And Joyce Blassingame is another one. So we have 10, and they get tired of me. I understand that, and they get tired of my emails, and they get tired of meetings, and I understand that. But they work hard and do a lot of things. Right now, can I just make a plug? We are still missing some 76, 77 team members. So hopefully we can locate those people, and if you know them, contact them. And let them know, get a hold of me.
Good.
So,
Buddy, who's on your committee?
Well, Billy Hollis and Stormy Kimry and Rex Schofield and Ray Montgomery and Mary Beth Scott and Joanne Rice.
Yes.
They're
Well,
great.
at no pay, and just because they want to honor these folks and good people. Thank you guys so much, and I hope our audience will come and join us, and if not, send a little bit of contribution
I don't
toward
want
it.
to get in trouble. Brant Dindal,
Oh.
Bill's son is helping us too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good. We don't want you in trouble, Mr.
No.
Baker or Mr. Peel. Thank you guys so much.
All right.